I am a museum educator, and in my daily practice with visitors, I try to engage them in the museum context through strategies based on participation and play. Play is important for me because it's characterized by a sense of movement, sense of possibility, and participation means for me to move the focus from the artworks to the visitors, from the vision of art to the experience of art. Yeah, I think that every human being is a whole made by mind, intellect, memories, imagination, and senses. Our senses connect us to the world. I try to engage all the possibility of the senses, like olfactory, the sense of touch, and not only the sense of sight that is predominant in a conventional guided tour. I think that dancers and choreographers that are participating in this project are researching the same thing that I research from a different perspective. Uh, they are professional with the use of the body, and they are trying to engage or to break the behavioral code in museum, inserting movement, choreography, and a body approach. Um, it's interesting because it's for me a way to strengthen, to improve my research in museum education, and I think they are doing a nice work to change and to challenge the behavioral code in museum context, to challenge the social norms of behavior in the museums. Yeah, I think in museum context, the sense of touch is very limited, and so we can touch each other with the audience, no? And it's a way to stimulate the sense of touch. And for me, it was interesting to be carried on by a stranger because I know Fabio very little. For me, it's not a familiar person, and it was interesting to be guided, to be led from a person. I give him my confiance. It was a very intense experience because I lose the concept of the time in this moment, in this little journey, and it was like a travel into myself, into my emotion, into my perception of the space, because I only have my eyes closed. During the museum visit, the eyes are open, and just this little change everything around me. It's important that the experience it's individual and it's not an experience of knowledge about information about art, but it's an experience about ourselves and art took to our talk to ourselves, and I think it must be embodied. This experience was about my perception of the space, my perception of art was an individual experience, but it was also a transformative experience. That I think it could be a mission for the art.